And, it's funny even when I say that, because in the past, I remember being like, there is no right time, start now, like just show up no matter what, push through. And now it's like, forcing does not carry the right energy. It does not accurately reflect the message that wants to come through. There actually is a right time. Like, there's a combination of showing up and getting it done, but also doing that at the right time. If you do it at the wrong time, it's not going to have any impact. It's not going to mean anything. It's not going to capture the potency of, what's trying to come through. And sometimes life needs to breathe for those messages to develop and that wisdom to develop. At least for me and my design. Welcome to Cosmic Batter. I'm Carla, and I have no idea what is going on. This podcast has been evolving faster than I can keep up, but that's essentially what it's about. We talk about reality. What is reality really made of? And essentially, I don't necessarily have any answers for you. Welcome and enjoy. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Cosmic Batter. It's me, Carla Herschel. Welcome back to myself, because I am the one that has not recorded anything for a few months. And I will admit, it's kind of hard to sit here and record right now, because so much has changed and it's a little hard to put it into words. First of all, I'm sitting outside recording this. Normally I'd be inside and I'd get like the audio really, really good and crisp and like no background noise, but it's just so beautiful out here. I felt I wanted the background noise to be a part of this. So hopefully I've set the microphone to a good level where maybe you can hear the trees and the birds that I can hear, but they're not like overwhelming. And let me show you the backdrop of this house. I don't know if you can see the ocean there. It is pretty spectacular here, so I really wanted to record. Okay, so yeah, so much has changed. So I love podcasting. I love to share, but what I have been really adamant on this year, like what I've been really focused on, is listening to my sacral, right? I'm a generator, non-emotional in human design, if you are familiar with the terms. And so I've been following what feels right for me, essentially. And so often my mind would be like, you should record. It's definitely time to record a podcast. You should show up or people aren't going to know where you are. Like, you should. But my body would say no. Wasn't ready to share yet. So I've been deeply trusting the wisdom of my body, the wisdom of my sacral, and waiting for the right time. And it's funny even when I say that, because in the past, I remember being like, there is no right time, start now, like just show up no matter what, push through. And now it's like, forcing does not carry the right energy. It does not accurately reflect the message that wants to come through. There actually is a right time. Like, there's a combination of showing up and getting it done, but also doing that at the right time. If you do it at the wrong time, it's not going to have any impact. It's not going to mean anything. It's not going to capture the potency of, what's trying to come through. And sometimes life needs to breathe for those messages to develop and that wisdom to develop. At least for me and my design. For some people, it might be different, and they are supposed to show up consistently and their message comes through in that consistency, something like that. Anyway, so I will give you a little update about where I've been, but I first want to say that the way that I speak has definitely evolved. I don't feel that I need to share as much of my internal experience. I also feel now like so much happens in every single day that it's not possible to share it all. And I don't need to. Not only for myself, like I don't need the validation of other people hearing about my experiences or whatever. It's enough for me that I have experienced it, which is definitely growth. Like I don't need as much validation. I don't need to prove. I don't need to tell everybody what I'm doing. Like I know, and that's enough. But also, you, the listener, do not need to hear everything about my life, because it's not like, you don't even need me. You don't need this podcast. You don't need my wisdom. You've got your own, you know? I guess there's been more deconditioning happening around like I don't necessarily have the answers for you. You have the answers for you. And I trust that. So I don't need to give you all of my lessons, because, you know, you have your own lessons. I don't need to teach everything that I've learned as a way to like tell people, oh, you should work with me, you should book a session with me because I know this thing. When in reality, like, everybody's fine, doesn't necessarily need my teachings or whatever. Yeah, so the way that I speak has changed. So I still want a podcast, but I've been wondering, like, how is the podcast going to change? Because even in my close friendships, I'm not sharing as much or, like, messaging people as often. I still have my friends, my support network, but, for example, I don't, like, just give friends an update anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that, but, like, in the past with my closest friends, I'd be like, oh, hey, I just want to let you know these things happened. And now I'm like, I don't need to tell even my friends that, unless we're kind of talking because we want to be talking, like if we're having an active conversation. Anyway, so just how I communicate has changed a lot. So I feel like my podcast before, I would develop these messages and I'd have sort of a point that I wanted to talk about, and then I'd come on and I'd speak about that. It was still fluid. My podcast, the Cosmic Battle podcast, has always been relaxed and conversational, but now I feel like it would be beneficial if I just show up and talk about what's on my mind, especially like current energies and things that we're moving through, and I don't necessarily have to teach on something or convey a specific point. And I really like this. This idea literally just landed like last week, because I feel now like I can just show up in the mess of life and be like, hey, we're all in this together. This is what I'm feeling. How are you feeling? And yeah, I don't have to like teach a specific topic. That feels more relaxed and easier for me. It just feels different. So I intend to record more often now that I've had this sort of shift in perception. Yeah, okay. So then a little update about where I've been. I sort of don't want to like overly speak about this. I tried to record on this before and then I was like, whoa, I'm just going in circles, and I don't want to do that. So as you might know from my last solo episode, which was in February, I had just decided to live nomadic. The short version of the story is I just realized that I had been trying to reach a level of stability before like traveling or moving out or whatever, and for a really long time I had been trying to be free. Like I've done a million road trips by myself. I've obviously moved out and rented before. Like I've done these things, but it wasn't really landing. And then I just realized like, oh my God, if I stop overgiving to my parents, especially, I say that with love, if I stop overgiving and I stop trying to stabilize or normalize my work, I can just leave. I can just go. I can just move out into nothing because I don't want to rent right now. I've done it before. I don't fucking care. I don't want a home address. I don't want to pay rent. I don't want to be stuck in one place. I just want to go. And that is what I've done. It's like pretty mind-blowing that it has continued to work out for me, you know? As soon as it's like, I almost feel like I had to pull a path forward, like out of thin air, which is very Scorpio North Node, which I have a Scorpio North Node. Yeah. So, what have I been doing? First of all, I think I had a few weeks by myself at like the family caravan, which like my family owns by the beach. So I had time there myself, and I just got to figure out where I was going. I had offers pop up. I told people I was going to travel to Sydney. I started to feel into... Oh, I hadn't thought of that yet. No, I just was like going to go and visit friends and stuff. Excuse me, while like working online at the same time and just traveling. I literally can't even remember it all. I went to Sydney, stayed with friends and like family, and then I went camping for a bit, which I love doing. And then I stayed with my brother in Newcastle, and there was like they thought it was a cyclone. It ended up being downgraded, but there was going to be a cyclone on the Gold Coast, so I ended up staying with my brother for like a week, which was pretty crazy because I'm welcome to stay with him anytime, but like that very, very rarely happens. And in that moment when I was with my brother, I just realized I was meant to be there. And that, for example, in the past, if that had happened, I would say, oh, well, this has happened because you can't pay for an Airbnb for a week, and therefore you're not making enough money and your business isn't working and you are a burden to your family, or you're a burden to other people. Like, because you're not doing things the normal way, you're getting in other people's way and impacting them. Like, my mind would be really harsh about being in a situation like that, I guess. And I wouldn't want to be there, like, accepting this help or support. And this time, what I realized is like, oh, that cyclone is totally out of my control, and my brother's and stuff, like, obviously out of our control. And I just know, like, I'm now here because I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to have a week with my brother and his partner. Like, even if that's an unusual or more time than we would normally spend together, you know, even though we're close, like close enough, being like that doesn't mean anything about me, doesn't mean anything about my business, doesn't mean anything about like money or whatever. Like, I am just supposed to be here. And it felt then good to be like able to surrender into that and accept the help without, or the support, like without feeling guilty. And also realizing it's not just about me, that obviously I'm there because I'm meant to be there, but also I'm there because my brother is supposed to have that experience with me as well. So in human design, some things that have helped me also is just one aspect. Like, I am born on a left angle cross in human design. Now, the cross, my understanding, it's like sort of a placement as to where you're born, and it sort of does relate to your like life purpose. So I have the left angle cross of obscuration. We're not going to get into like the whole thing, but being born on the left means that my life is very karmic, and pretty much everybody that I meet or interact with, it's karmic. It is then clearing past patterns from this life or past lives. And so my experience, I have free will, but things are very destined for me, I guess. My relationships are very destined. I don't know if it's every single relationship, not all of them. Like, I have more to learn in human design, but regardless, a lot of it's karmic. So things are going to happen to me that are outside of my control. Patterns are going to play out. I'm going to meet people and have certain experiences because it's karmic to like resolve the pattern or release a contract or something like that. And this resonates with me so deeply because I have had many friendships that work until they don't. And I know that that's normal. Everybody has friendships and relationships that flow. It's a normal part of life. But for me, it is a huge theme. And in the past, I'd really questioned, like, is there something wrong with me where my relationships, like, I have very few long-term relationships, or like quite few like people that are close to me, or I'll be really close with someone for a year and then it's just over all of a sudden. Even if nobody does anything wrong, it's like it just resolves something and it's just over. Like, we just go in different directions. So when I learned that I had this left angle cross, it just resonated with me so deeply, and a lot of other aspects in my chart. Right, so then with my brother, I could stay with him for a week and be like, I'm here to learn something, but also it's not just me that's learning something. So I'm here for a reason, and that's okay, which was beautiful. Then I went up to the Gold Coast, visited my friend who had offered me to sublet her apartment. So I wasn't subletting it yet in that moment. This is around March. I would be subletting it in May. But I went up and visited, loved the apartment, said yes to the sublet. That was really expansive for me because it was opening a door of a little bit more stability. Like, I don't want a rental. I don't want to commit to something long-term right now. But I also didn't just want to be like traveling and staying with people all the time. So saying yes to a sublet felt really aligned and like potent. So that was around March. Came back to Melbourne, I think, for a gig. I had a gig. I literally don't know what else I did. But anyway, came back to Melbourne. And then essentially went back to the Gold Coast then for May to sublet my friend's apartment. Yeah, God, I'm probably missing so much, but it doesn't really matter. Maybe I wrote a few notes. I'll check my notes later. But in May, subletting my friend's place, the deal was I'd pay a certain amount of rent, and then I was also going to cover her fitness classes. I was a PT, so I know how to teach fitness. So I was also being paid to be there. Hello. Please no barking while I'm recording. So I was covering the fitness classes. I was also being paid to be there. So it was a really great deal. It worked out really well for me. And then I felt very supported in like paying rent and all the things. I thought that when I was there, I would run these fitness classes and I would follow the same training program myself. I felt really excited to be able to show up for my fitness again. I've always loved fitness. I love movement. I used to dance full time, all the things. But after Kundalini, which was January 2024, I have not been able to exercise the same. Like, initially after Kundalini, my body was fried and doing all sorts of crazy things. Like, my heart rate was all over the place. My energy was all over the place. And I just had to fucking relax. Like, I had to relax my nervous system. And I found strength training was way too activating. And even yoga sometimes would be too much for me. And, but it wasn't just physical, like it was quite scary. It was pretty scary integrating Kundalini because I felt really vulnerable and like I felt, say, if my nervous system got too active, it felt like I was going crazy. Like it felt like I wasn't fully present in the physical reality and that the spirit realm was really strong. So I just had to like not activate myself and just be relaxed and be present, and like I don't need to push myself, just allowing the body to like integrate these kundalini energies. So all of 2024 I pretty much just went for walks or did like gentle yoga. And then come to 2025, I was starting to do a little bit more movement and wanting to do movement again. But it was still very basic, very gentle. Anyway, so it's May, and I'm like, great, I'm running fitness classes, I'll join in as well. I probably did like 3 workouts at most, and my skin, I've had trouble with eczema kind of my whole life. My skin was a little bit upset, but it was kind of normal. I just have like almost always have eczema in my elbows and on my neck. Yeah, but it's like kind of normal. Anyway, but then in this house, because it was in a tropical area and it was an old house, I kept seeing cockroaches. And at the time, I fucking hated cockroaches. They just, like, do not like them. They really upset me. I would always get someone else to deal with it if someone else was there. Like, I just couldn't deal. But at this house, it was old, it was tropical, whatever, I just kept seeing them, and it just kept like shocking my nervous system over and over again. And then one day, like, my eczema just blew up so bad, and I was in pain, like red raw all down my arms, my neck, my face was hot, like my eyes were swollen, that my eczema was so bad and the skin was so upset. And with my skin, years ago, I used like steroid creams and stuff a long time ago. I don't touch that anymore because it doesn't work anymore for my skin. And I've learned over time that my skin's like very emotional. So I was like, okay, I knew my skin had popped up because of the cockroaches, but I also knew like, I don't know, I guess I also knew there's something, like I need to do something to help my skin because I was in serious pain. And recently I had learned about German new medicine. I don't know if I've spoken about it on the podcast before, but German new medicine just says how like there's always an emotional cause for something, like physical illness or symptoms, which is something that I already believed, but it just gives like further depth to that perspective and like how to deal with things. So my body's like releasing stuff now. So with skin, with eczema, it's a separation conflict, both either wanting to be close to someone or something and also wanting to be far away from someone or something. And the solution to like heal it was to meet those needs, be like, I am here for you, you are safe, I'm here for you, nothing can hurt you. And one of the women in the fitness classes she spoke about German new medicine really highly, and she said maybe just repeat the words over and over again. And she knew other people that it had worked for them. So I'm like, all right, my skin is so bad, I'm in so much pain that I will try this. So for a whole day, I was just like, I'm here for you, nothing will hurt you, it's going to be okay, I'm here for you, you're safe, nothing will hurt you, it's going to be okay. And at one point I was lying in bed saying these things to myself, and then I felt this energy come up and out of me, and I had a memory from my childhood where I had watched the movie The Mummy, and there's a scene in that movie where they open a sarcophagus in an Egyptian tomb. They open a sarcophagus and all these scarab beetles fly out and they eat someone alive. And that scene had obviously scared me, but more so the issue was after I couldn't sleep because I was scared and I was afraid bugs were going to like crawl under my skin and eat me. And I couldn't sleep, but for whatever reason, I don't know if I was like causing issues or annoying my sibling, I don't know. But my mum then put me in a separate room by myself, and we were in a different house at the time. Like we were camping somewhere. We had a cabin, like it was like a house, but we were in a cabin or something. Put me in a separate room, turned the light off, and I just screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed because I thought bugs were going to eat me alive. And it was that moment of like being left alone where all of that terror was like going through my body, and obviously there was no actual resolution. Yeah. So I saw that memory like come up and out of me. And then I had so much pain that I had to feel. I had to feel those feelings like that I had felt from childhood that, you know, couldn't be processed back then. More emotions about my parents and my family and my childhood and, you know, all the things. And this is where I'm grateful. Like, anybody can do this for themselves, but I was just going to say I am grateful for my experience with healing work to know how to hold myself in that, to allow those emotions to come and to be felt, and like the anger and the frustration and the sadness and like the blame, dealing with the blame, and, you know, then a part of me being like, I should cut my whole family off and never talk to them again because they trigger me, and like these things have happened. Feeling all those feelings. So it was huge. It was huge. Such a big release. But then there were more memories that came up with that as well. And it all just needed to be felt, right? And so what I thought would be this beautiful, relaxing experience in May, like near the Gold Coast, running these classes, having my own space, I was so fucking deep in healing, and I was in fucking agony, physical agony, so much pain. My skin was like peeling off, swollen, hot, itchy, weeping all down my arms, my chest, my stomach, my back, my parts of my thighs, back of my knee, my face. My eyelids were swollen for so long. It was like, poor me. Poor me. Like, I just was like, bah. It really sucked. It was really, really, really hard. But I did feel energetically different. And, you know, it's pretty crazy to think that, like, maybe my skin has had eczema my whole life. Maybe from that one memory. You know, there were a lot of, like, related moments. And to be clear, like, my parents are great parents. As I've been processing this, like, they did the best that they could. That was just one moment, right? We all have, like, moments of trauma and things. So I'm not, like, mad about it. Now, months later, as I've been processing this. But yeah, it's tricky. Like, I have tried so hard with my skin, like, to cure it, to make it go away. I have spent so much money when I was younger on steroid creams, and then buying every cream under the sun to, like, try and moisturize my skin, because it just wouldn't hold. Like, the barrier of my skin just wouldn't hold, or being itchy, and thinking for so long like there was something wrong with me, and now being like, it was just this energy trying to escape. Like, yeah, because the skin being the barrier, the boundary with the outside world, and so my boundaries to the outside world sort of being damaged, or like wanting to be close with people, wanting to receive love, but then, you know, a part of me also being like unable to receive that because of this terror that I had experienced. Are these people safe? Am I actually loved? Do they actually care about me? Like, the young parts that are saying that. Yeah, so that was crazy. Yeah, and so with German New Medicine as well, I then just had to allow the skin to heal, to do its thing. German New Medicine also says that we are always healing, that any symptoms that you're experiencing are a part of the healing. They're not a problem that you have to fix and make go away. So that helped me a lot, because my skin had flared so badly, like the worst flare of eczema I'd ever experienced. I'd be like, great, that means I have had the biggest release I've ever had, and this is the most healing I've ever done. and like it's okay, my skin can take its time. Thank you for healing. Thank you to my body for knowing what to do. Thank you to my body for looking after me. And that helped, because then I'm not stressing myself out trying to hurry up the process, just surrendering to it. And it took months to heal. My skin is still healing. It's a lot better now though. I'm not in as much pain. Yes, hello. Just got interrupted by her barking. This is Indy. I think she's done now. You done? You can sit here. So my skin is better now, but it took months of healing. Anyway, so I did my time in May, June, enjoying my own space near the Gold Coast, doing this healing, releasing so much from the past. And that's when I really started to be selective about my energy as well, because like I said, I was in so much pain. I want to add as well, like it wasn't just itchy eczema. I was having nerve pain kind of over my whole body. I'd feel like my skin was on fire. And like it felt electric and sharp, and like electrical currents like moving through my skin. It was really fucked. It was just pain constantly, and I would be sad about that a lot, and so really low energy and just doing the bare minimum, really. So I didn't even have energy to tell people what I was going through. I didn't have energy to explain that or update anyone. I didn't have energy for content or to podcasts or any of that. All I could do was like cook my food, run these fitness classes, and walk along the beach. That was like all I could do for months, really. I also had a gig at that time coming up in June at a bar called Killing Time in Melbourne, which is a place that I had always really wanted to play. So I was taking the preparation for that. That was like a priority for me. And so this time in May was interesting to be in so much physical pain, and again, listening to my sacral. And so my mind would be like, I can't believe I'm not showing up or making content. I'm not like advertising my sessions. I'm not telling people about what I do. Like, where is money going to come from? How could this possibly work? How are people going to find me? How are they going to book sessions? Like, my mind would run in these circles. And I would just say like, well, do I want to make content? No. I'm in so much pain. No. Okay. Do I want a podcast? No. Do I want to make a post about my set? No. And, you know, I guess I have been following my sacral for a while. I've been living this way for a while. Kundalini helped me as well, but I'd just be like, okay, I'll just do what I want to do. And if I just want to rest, I will rest, and then I will trust. And it's just so important for me to speak to that, I guess, because like whatever is right for you, it's all going to work out on the right path for you. And what I am learning is that it's almost like a myth that you have to, it's like a myth that you have to sort things out before you can take the next step. Like, what if you just trust what feels right? What if you do what feels right and let life support you? Yes, it's a process, and you can only do it in a way that feels right to you. You can't like force yourself to jump ship if that doesn't feel right to you in whatever way, right? But for me, I was just like, okay, I trust that people will still book. I trust that money will still come. And if I am resting, and that because I want to, and that feels right for me, then that means I'm in the most abundant frequency and people will find me. And I know, like, everything is energy. Everything is energy. So if I force myself to make content when I don't want to, I'm going to push people away, in fact. But, you know, if people work with me because I have embodied what I talk about and I live my highest timeline, then I am going to live my highest timeline and do what I want to do. And if that's resting for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, if that's what I need to do, that's my highest timeline. And people will feel that. They will feel that I am living and breathing this work, and that is when they will come and find me. Right? Like, you can't fake embodiment. You can't say, I trust the process and I'm living my highest timeline and I'm doing what's right for me, while also frantically hustling to like get clients and to meet your fucking quotas and forcing yourself to make content. Like, then that's not embodied. Unless you want to be doing that, which is different. Like, there are moments where I get waves of energy where I can dive into work and it feels really good. Right? But you can't force embodiment. You can't fake your frequency. So I've been so deep in trust, allowing myself to rest. Anyway, so May, the cockroach phobia was triggered, tons of healing for myself, releasing so much from the past, feeling it all, skin in agony. And then I decided at some point in that time to move to Sydney. I have traveled to like Sydney and the Gold Coast a million times, love them both. But I have a lot more community in Sydney and people that I want to work with for like music stuff as well. We're in Sydney. So I just thought, I'll just move there. And I wanted to continue like the way that I've been traveling. So I decided to pet sit or house sit. Like, I'm literally pet sitting right now. And I decided at first to do an exercise as well of not paying for any of the pet sitting websites. Not because I didn't have the money, but I just asked my sacral, do I want to pay for the pet sitting website? I was like, nah, I can't be bothered. No thanks. I'd be like, okay, what if my frequency is like so in tune and aligned? What if I can just post into like these Sydney pet sitting groups and just get them for free, like through Facebook, and like without giving excess energy to it, like allowing it to be really easy. Anyway, I literally posted to Facebook and had 2 like long-term sits locked in like the next day. That was such an awesome confirmation of my alignment, and like that even though I'm resting, like things are working out for me. Anywho, came back to Melbourne in June, and I think I was only back in Melbourne for about 2 weeks. I had a gig, the gig at Killing Time, which I had fully prepared for and like was very, very excited to play. I was playing for 2 hours and that was amazing. I also used my 2 weeks back in Melbourne to completely 100% move out of my parents' space. So I had already moved out in terms of like being nomadic, but I had some friends remind me like, you want to like cut that energetic cord completely so that there's no safety net there for you. So there's absolutely nothing like holding you back. So I went through all my stuff, donated tons of clothes, cleared out the cupboards completely, like just put a couple of boxes in the attic. And then that was totally this like the generator sacral energy. I have a defined sacral and root center in human design. So I have tons of energy, and when it's used for the right stuff, that energy's like got no limit to it. The fact that I completely cleared out that room, it was less than 2 weeks. It was like 10 days, whatever. It's just insane. It felt incredibly powerful and cleansing. And it was cool too, because I was just following my sacral and what felt powerful for me, and I could feel this momentum like quite quickly moving from the Gold Coast back to Melbourne, clearing the space out, going back to Sydney. Just like, I was like, I want to be in Sydney right now. I'm ready. I want to be out. I'm free. Like, I've been embodying this freedom and this is the next step. And also then feeling like, because I had been in pain and I was still in a lot of pain, I want that to be so clear. I was like, I don't need to announce this. I don't need to tell everyone. I don't even need to like tell all my family I'm moving to Sydney, because it doesn't matter. I told like a select few people, and that was it. I was like, I just don't have the sacral energy. It was just about my sacral. Like, my energy was so low because of the physical pain that I was in. Like clearing out my space was extremely hard while being in pain, and then having this DJ gig. And I was also, I don't need to then be telling everybody what I'm doing and why. But it felt powerful to just allow that to be enough for myself as well. Yeah, and I guess it was just making me realize patterns in the past where I felt like I have to tell people, I have to tell everybody what I'm doing, or like I have to explain, and how that's often been like an energy leak. And then I could feel then more energy being cultivated for myself by allowing it to stay with me instead of giving away the energy that I had, right? And so I think with my skin as well, or I know, because I was having this nerve pain, feeling like my skin was on fire, like all over my body, I felt that my nerves were regrowing. And this was like the healing after a lifetime of overgiving and allowing my boundaries to be crossed all the time, you know, even with subtle things, crossing my own boundaries by giving away too much, like explaining or sharing too much with other people. And so my skin, my whole entire skin was like both peeling off and regrowing. It was disgusting as well. I just want to be clear. It was disgusting and uncomfortable, and my skin was literally like just coming off. It was crazy. I've had that before with my eczema, but never like this or for as long. Anyway, moved to Sydney. I had like maybe, I think it was 10 days with my dear friend Naomi, and I was miserable. I was in a lot of pain, and she just helped me. We just kind of cooked together. It was really beautiful because I got to cook a lot because I was just at home. She was, you know, out working, and her mum as well, because I was staying with both of them. I got to cook and like share my love in that way, my appreciation. And it was really nice to be able to cook. Yeah, and for my love to be felt in that exchange. And I've definitely learned a lot more about energy exchange in this time, and how beautiful and nourishing my presence is as well. And I've spoken before on this podcast about like how who I am is enough, and that I contribute so much just by being in the space, sort of thing. I know I have my Chiron placement in the first house, which means that I have felt really undervalued as a person, or like I have to remind people that I exist. Like, it's just wounding that I also have in my family. And so now, like, it's, you know, that's shifting. And like, now that I'm with other people, like, obviously my family, they do value me, but like other people, because my presence is a gift to them, like they value it so much more. And I'm not, you know, things that I said earlier, like I'm not a burden, I'm not in the way, I'm not annoying them. Like, it's actually nice to be with people, and they enjoy having me in their space as well. Yeah, anyway, learned a lot there. Then I was away at quite a far away house sit for 3 weeks, and again, just doing nothing but healing, just being miserable. This went on for a long time, so I don't need to go into that any further, really. But so I moved to Sydney like late June, and my skin was healing until like late August, that I was in pain and like not doing that much work. But it was interesting in that time, right? So I'd be checking with my sacral always, and obviously I worked, but my capacity was really limited. And I'd I knew like what my goals were. I wanted to redo my website. I had to not redo, but like I had to update things. I have to add human design readings to my website, like, you know, which I've done now. But I had to wait. And I'd say to my sacral, can I work on my website yet? I want to work on my web, like, can I do it? And my body would say no. My sacral would say no, not ready. And I was like, all I'm doing is waiting, like waiting. I want to edit my website. I want to review my goals. I want to book more sessions in. Like, I love doing sessions. I want to make a podcast. I want to tell people what I'm doing. Like, all these things that I want to do, and my mind is like so ready to go. And my sacral would say no. No. And so often I'd say, like, to my friends, I'd be like, I am tired of waiting, and I'm tired of being in pain. Like, when is this going to end? I'm in so much pain. When is this going to end? And I just honor, like, I have to rest. Okay, but in that time frame then, I was thinking about my website. How do I want to update it? What do I want to say? What do I want to be clear? What is the priority for me to list onto my website when I do edit it? How am I changing my services? How am I changing how I show up? All of these things I was like considering and reflecting on all the time. You know, and for example, I do like a monthly review every month, and I sort of write down like what's working, what's not working, what I want to do better, and you know, it was becoming clear to me like what to do. So then I think it was in August, I was then feeling better. I had a house sit in a really beautiful place in Sydney, and I just had this uninterrupted time. My skin was a lot better. I had energy. And I thought, oh my God, I can do the website now. I'm ready. And it's all I did for this particular like entire house sit. And I just got everything done perfectly, redid things, expressed myself how I wanted to. Like, it just came together so quickly because I had waited for the right time. I like can't even tell you how much joy it brings me that I was able to do it and do it properly and do it efficiently, and I knew what to do, and now it's done and it's so beautiful and I'm so proud of it. So go and look at my website, guys, and tell me what you think. Yeah, so it felt so good to get it done properly. And what I know now is a generator that we kind of like to do things like one at a time. We like to do things properly and in order and do things to completion as well. And I can't tell you how free I feel now that I'm allowed to do things to completion on my schedule. So in the past, I guess I would always be called like a perfectionist, that I would like stay on things too long, or that I had to hurry up or move on or do it in a different order, or especially in my business, it'd be like, just get the website done quickly, like create a funnel, like in my fitness business, create a funnel, get it done quickly, doesn't have to be perfect, hurry up, move on, make content, tell people what you do so that you can make sales, don't worry if it's not perfect, move on, create the course, get more people in, build here, scale here, don't worry, you can come back to the website later, but whatever. Like, it would just be all over the place. Yes, hello. It would just be all over the place. And it was stressful doing it that way and feeling like I had to hurry up and just get it done. But now, like, when I was resting, that was the dominant thing that I was doing. I did other things here and there, but I just allowed myself to fully rest, essentially to completion. Then I was ready to do the website, and I just did the website, and I was able to do it to completion. And it doesn't then take that long or feel like I'm tweaking it or perfecting it that much when I'm allowed to just fully immerse on that one thing. And understanding this has also taken the pressure off music, because I still want to make music, still want to kind of learn a bit about production, I still want to DJ, I still want to do gigs, I still want to do all of that, but just acknowledging my energy's not there right now. That will continue to grow in the background because I've planted all the seeds and whatever. But I'll come back to that when the time is right and put more energy into that when it's like the next theme for me. So that feels so good and freeing. So my energy came back. I redid my website. I now have added, so I've got my healing sessions, intuitive readings, and human design readings. And I've had a few people come and get their human design readings, which I fucking love. I've also just yesterday, from recording this, invested into the International School of Human Design to start my like more official qualifications with them, which I've wanted to do for a long time. Very, very, very excited about that. I also added a new offer. So yeah, it was time to like shuffle things, and it was just time to shuffle things. So my personal sessions are valued like more accurately for the energy that I put out, the way that I work. So I created intuitive guidance. So intuitive guidance, you can submit like a question or something that's happening in your life that you want clarity on, or you like my intuitive guidance, and I will send you back a 15-minute audio recording with my guidance. And it can also include like tarot and oracle cards if I want, information from the cards. This now is like one of the cheapest ways to work with me, and I felt it's more accessible so people can sort of do it more often without getting a whole session, or if you just have like one small thing that you want help with. Because obviously my hour personal sessions are a lot deeper, obviously a lot longer and a bigger commitment. I have then also added private mentorship again, and it's called Reality Creation for Creators. This is definitely not for everyone. It would be a 3-month container of like high level support, most likely for people that are in business and entrepreneurs or artists, or people that want to do like deep healing, radical, life transformation to understand your human design chart and apply that to yourself and to your business and your relationships, your chosen timelines, like how to create your reality. Reality Creation for Creators is exactly that. It is high level support, but it's like mind-blowing, fucking life-altering kind of transformation. So yeah, that's not going to be for everyone. Only the people that like, they're ready to go. I've also added to my website, which I'm excited about, women's circles and ecstatic dance. So if you are having like a birthday or an event or like an end of year party or something, like a corporate party, you can potentially hire me for that. You can apply to have that experience. Like I love doing women's circles. I love putting them together myself, but I absolutely can hold these for other people. So women's circles or a friendship circle. Friendship circle would be for men and women and non-binary and all of our friends in between. And ecstatic dance, obviously, for anyone. Did I add anything else? I think that's everything. So yeah, the website and my services have had an overhaul, and I'm so excited. And it feels so different now as well. Like when I had like my website in the past, or especially with my fitness business, like I mentioned, I used to have a funnel with a fitness business, which means it was designed to like capture clients. It was set up so that it would just lead you to like payment and signing up essentially. But now it's like, no, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I offer. Here's the information. If you want it, you can book. Like, it's not like, please book a session now. I am the best and you need to learn from me. It's just not like that. It's just, this is me. And if you resonate, you can book. Yeah, it feels way more grounded now, and like I know myself, and it feels far more long-term now as well. Like it's like set and forget. I feel the website's done. I won't need to touch that again for like 6 months to a year sort of thing, which is amazing. Anyway, so I've done that, and then it's been interesting again following my sacral while being in Sydney. And in terms of music, I have just gone to the right events at the right time. And I've said this before, I don't really care about like the club environment, but I love dance music and I love music. So I'm not really interested in going to every event ever. I don't like, I'm not attached to like trying to fit into the scene or into, or you know, being well known. I'm not attached to any of that. So I'm not like frantically trying to get to gigs or build a network or anything. But instead, like one day I saw an event advertised in like a Sydney DJs group, and my sacral just said, oh, I feel like I want to go to that. I just have energy to go to that. And it was more of an industry event. So I just met all these people, right place, right time. And it's just allowed it to happen like so naturally. So I have had one gig in Sydney so far, actually, which I organized myself, which I'll maybe get into in a minute. But I just know that it will happen. Like, I don't need to push to get something. It will just happen at the right time. This has helped me a lot as well. Yeah, and I wanted to like say this, like realizing that if you are doing what is right for you, then whatever is meant for you will align. So even in the past, when I wanted to move away from Melbourne, the thought would cross my mind like, oh, but Melbourne is the best place to DJ. And like, if I ever wanted to DJ, I should be in Melbourne. And that obviously did actually happen because I did the competition last year, like this DJ competition, and, you know, got a bunch of gigs. So it was great that I was in Melbourne for that. But now that's done. And now I just feel like, well, if I want to be in Sydney, then the gigs will appear. If I wanted to travel somewhere else, and that's right for me, then however I'm meant to DJ or do music, it will appear. Whereas if I force myself to stay in a place like Melbourne because my mind says that's better, that's resistance. That's, you know, gonna mess up your frequency sort of thing. So I just had this permission slip to do whatever I want, like follow my sacral. That is the highest timeline. Everything that I want is going to come to me on that path. Yeah, it's so freeing when you realize, you know, your body has the wisdom, or like however you make decisions in human design, like that has the wisdom. You don't have to plan it from your mind or be in a specific place. Because I feel now as well, like I have complete permission to just travel the world and literally do whatever the fuck I want, and all of my dreams will come true. Like, and I will build my business, and I will have amazing clients, and I'll have clients consistently, and podcasts, and I can speak, and I can go to festivals and do ecstatic dance, or I can do women's circles. And I can do that while traveling, and I can DJ, and I can pick up gigs, and like it's all going to somehow fit together, which will be revealed to me. But I don't have to force it in any way. So that's been fun. Yeah, so that's been fun. So I guess maybe that's everything that I wanted to say today. There's just been so much trust. Trusting the unknown, trusting accommodation would always appear for me, which it has. I've continued to pick up house sits and pet sits. Some of my pet sitting jobs now are becoming paid, which is feeling like another stream of abundance that I'm open to. And I've always said, like, I want to just be paid to be me, to do what I want to do, and the abundance flows in. And pet sitting just feels like another reflection of that. And it's not about the amount. Like, I just know more money is always flowing to me from multiple sources. It's just about opening up to receive that. Isn't it, Indy? Oh yeah, and so I mentioned I did do a DJ gig recently. So it's now obviously September 2025. My skin started to feel better around August. I smashed out a whole lot of stuff I wanted to do for my business, cleaning things up behind the scenes. I was able to focus purely on that like theme, editing my website. I also unfollowed and disconnected from like thousands of people, literally, across all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the things. Energetic hygiene is so important. And because I had been in such a deep rest phase with limited capacity, unfollowing people is something that I could do. And it's been so freeing, allowing me to like let go of the past, not have that in my present view, and then being who I am now. Like being who I am now, and allowing the energies to shift and opening up to fresh energy. Right, so that I did that for a while. And then I had a house sit in Murrurundi, which is 3.5 hours out of Sydney, which is something like I've never been there before and I wouldn't normally sort of go there. But the property was really beautiful. I just wanted to experience it. Like, I'm really enjoying moving all the times. Each new house that I go to, each new location will have a different theme, a different energy, obviously different healing for me to do. And I feel like the constant moving and traveling at the moment is allowing me to like rapidly transform, especially by constantly changing the scenery. There's no normal. There's nothing consistent for me to hold on to. So like the transformation can be really rapid. Anyway, I was in Murrurundi in this beautiful place, and I knew I was going to DJ for fun, and like I finally had some time and energy to do that. And I just thought, well, why would I DJ alone in my room? Like, I should just contact a cafe or a venue here and just offer to play. Like, better to play for people than for nobody. And especially because it was a rural or like regional area, I was like, they'll surely say yes. Literally the first place that I contacted, it was a cafe and nursery, like a plant shop called Plants on Main in Scone, New South Wales. As soon as I called them, they were like, okay. Linda, she said, yeah, you can come in and play on Sunday. So within 48 hours, I made social media, posted about it, posted to Facebook groups, made a little like poster, printed that out, stuck it up. Saturday came in, did a sound check. Sunday, so within 48 hours, went in and played this gig. And I played for them for 4 hours. And then I recorded it, and I've now put it up on my SoundCloud. Again, it was so fun. It happened really easily, which was another sign of like this aligned generator magic. You know, I had been wondering for months, when am I going to DJ again? When am I going to play? I should practice I should be practicing my music or preparing something or like networking, or I should be going to events, but I couldn't because I was resting and in pain. And then randomly, I'm in the middle of nowhere and I just organized this gig in a heartbeat, you know, quickly. And it felt, even though it's a relaxed sort of thing, like even though maybe it's not a big deal, like maybe it's not a big deal that I played at a regional venue and did a little pop-up gig, but it did feel like a milestone, you know. Now that first level is done, there's the next level. Now I've played a regional gig. Now I've done a pop-up gig. I've shown myself I can organize that on my own. Yeah. It felt powerful and it was fun, and I waited for the right time and boom, it just happened. And that was also maybe 2 weeks ago when we had the blood moon and we're like in this eclipse portal. And it was also highly fucking activating for me. Like playing that gig was really fun, but I also felt these waves of energy. Sleeping was really difficult at that time. Yeah, it genuinely felt like Kundalini activations again, which I haven't experienced that intensely since the actual awakening, like January 2024. And it was scary. I was trying to sleep, my heart would be racing, my blood pressure was doing weird things. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I should go to the doctor because like this isn't normal. But it's Kundalini. Just changing the body and like doing something like that, like playing that gig, it just felt very activating and, you know, aligning to these higher timelines and these things, you know, these things that I desire, like my bigger goals as well. Yeah, let me check my notes if there's anything else I wanted to share today. Wow, I love that. I love it. I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, that's where I've been, what I've been doing, and what I've been embodying. Just living and breathing, following my sacral, or the way that I am designed to operate. And it's literally fucking amazing how life has continued to work out for me. I am constantly surprised and grateful, and it's better than I could ever expect. And I want to highlight it's, you know, like it is because of embodiment and trust. Yes, I have sort of goals and like my intentions, and I do know like where I want to go, but I'm not gripping that. I'm not forcing a plan. I'm not trying to control life. I don't plan any of my content anymore, and I'm so fucking done with that. Sometimes I'll like see a creator talk about like how they built up like 40,000 followers or something, and I'm always like, oh wow, that's really interesting, and I'll follow them, and then the next day they're like, you need to make a plan and record the content and I unfollow them straight away. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't do that, and I don't need to. I saw like a friend of mine posted yesterday that you don't need to plan content when you're actually living your life. You can just share your life. And that is exactly how I feel. I live and breathe this work. I live and breathe what I talk about. My chosen timelines, the things that I want to experience, and I stay focused on that. I say no to things that are not aligned, and I let then reality provide. I take action that feels good and true and aligned for me, and no more. And I trust, and I let it come to me. It is amazing that my business is still running, even though I have been resting for months, literally regrowing my fucking skin. I have not tried to prove. I have not been like, hey guys, I'll be back soon. I'm in a lot of, like, please book a session. 'Cause I don't know. I haven't done that. I have just done what's right for me and trusted. And I want to say this because you can do it too. You can do it too. With that, I just need to share, like, literally yesterday or like 2 days ago, this person that I previously followed, they were giving guidance, and they said, like, you have to sort out your finances before you can move forward and follow your dreams. You need to have stability before you can follow your dreams. Otherwise, if you're in survival, it won't work, blah, blah, blah. I get it, but it made me so fucking angry. Because, well, for me, obviously, that reflects like what my parents would say. And that was not my path. And it depends on each person's energy type, right? Some people do need to have their safety first, because that is how they are designed before they can even worry about other stuff. But other people, like for myself, a lot of people that I know, they need to just do the thing, and then reality will shift around that. So that advice just bothered me so much, because even though I was working on my business the whole time while I was like living with my parents and I was studying and I was doing what I wanted to do, like I was still doing everything that I wanted to do. But the part of me that was like, well, it needs to be stable before I can take the next step, that just held me back so fucking bad. It was such a waste of time. Like, it wasn't. No, of course no time is wasted. Everything happens in divine timing, blah, blah, blah. But like, if I had just let myself move out into nothing, like, that is my path. And now things are more abundant. This is why it's so important to operate like how you are designed to operate. And this is what I really try and bring in my sessions as well. I don't tell people, this is the strategy. If you do what I did, you'll have it. I don't do that. I will tune into your energy. What's right for you? What is the best way for you to move forward? Where is your internal guidance directing you? And I love it when people come to sessions with me and we talk things through, if it's healing work or if it's like more business focused. And they're always like, oh, am I allowed to do that? I'm like, yeah. And they'll be like, that is so much easier than I thought. And like, you know, their mind was telling them it has to be hard. You have to do it this way. You have to do what other people would do. You have to show up in this way first. Or like, you know, you can't change your business until you've done this thing. Or like, you know, you can't do this creative fun thing until you... We can just dissolve all of that nonsense. Yeah, so I hope from today I have shared the importance of embodiment. You know, if you are choosing to walk your highest timeline, that you don't negotiate doing things that you don't want to do. Listening to your authority, that it does work out. It's working out for me. I want to add as well, like, so I sort of said before how, yes, I have goals and intentions, but I'm very much in the now. And I'm always listening to my sacral and what feels right for me now. So yes, I have intentions and like where I want to go, things I want to experience. And I know that they are all coming to me. And I'm always like, okay, well, what's the step forward now? What's the step forward now? What's the step forward now? And I know my priorities and I let them flow. And then how the things come to me, I don't know, but I know that they are. And like, you know, doing that DJ gig recently, like being able to finalize my website, I definitely see how these bigger threads and plans are coming to me. But like, I don't have a 5-year plan, you know? And that's definitely best for generators. I think it's best for all types to really be present. But yeah, I just know it's definitely best for generators. So anyway, enough of me yapping. I hope to come on to speak more often, and I'm going to, like I said, try to just talk about what's on my mind without necessarily speaking to a specific thing. We'll see how we go. I will let my sacral guide me. And if you resonate with my work, go and check out my new website. You can get intuitive guidance, which is the 15 minutes of guidance. But really, like, my personal sessions are probably still the most potent way to work with me, even if you're new. Intuitive guidance is just if you have like one question right and you get the recording response. But personal sessions, healing sessions, so fucking powerful. We transform you like within the hour, like as much as is possible or appropriate for you. Healing sessions can be used for exactly that, like healing. Sometimes people come to me though with just general problems like in their business or their life or like relationships and stuff. That's all applicable to a healing session. Intuitive readings where I use, well, first of all, I channel your energy and I just speak what comes through for me based on your energy. It's not often, it can be advice, insight, or messages, sometimes from spirit. Then I'll read tarot and oracle cards as well, so we get a lot of detail and insight into whatever you need to hear. In the intuitive readings, you can ask questions if you want to. You also don't have to say anything. I can just channel for a whole hour on your energy if you want. And then my human design readings, which I'm so fucking excited for. Human design readings, we go into your unique energy blueprint, how you as an individual are designed to operate. When you understand your human design, life becomes a hell of a lot easier. You can do things in the right order for you. You know, like, what is best for you. And essentially, human design encourages you to decondition, meaning that you start to be your true self and what is truly aligned for you, and letting go of the not self, which is like patterns and masks that, you know, we've picked up through societal conditioning. So human design really connects you to your truth. As I have mentioned and will continue to mention, like, it's really helped me a lot as well. I mentioned as well, like, yeah, you can work with me for bookings now, or reality creation for creators, which is my private coaching. If you are someone that wants to fucking blow up your whole life in the best way possible, and you want to like go deep and you want to go big. And is that everything? Yeah, book a session. I would love to work with you. And or not, if you don't want one, that's cool. You don't ever have to listen to me again if you don't vibe with it. Yeah, cool. We'll talk again soon. Much love. Bye.